Hey everyone, it's Lenka and the time has finally come. We're upgrading my office to my absolute dream office and I can't wait for you to see the outcome because it looks so good. Enjoy! Okay, it's time to admit I messed up. When I first renovated this room, I went all in on dark wood paneling, dark floors, and even dark bookcases. And for a small room with barely any natural light, it turned into a cave. It honestly started to affect my mood. It felt heavy, depressing, and not like a space I wanted to be in. So today I'm stripping it all back, taking out all the decor and making this room a blank canvas again. I just kept bringing in new furniture and new decor and it felt so crowded. So maybe this time around I will choose only a few Lego sets instead of all of them. Don't worry, nothing is happening to the Lego. If anything breaks, I'm the one who's gonna cry. This time, I need to get it right. Brighter, lighter, and a space I actually want to spend time in. So stay tuned because we're building this together. It was already getting pretty late, so we're doing this part tomorrow. Okay, we have day 2. I hope there is not too much echo here because everything besides my setup is already gone. And, well, I have a great idea, and the idea is that I'm gonna have far less furniture in here because it was so crowded and you couldn't really move. I didn't know where to put my camera and where to put anything, to be honest. So I got an idea. So this is the current state. As you can see, I tried a few colors on the panels and I think I'm gonna go with the beige one. That is the one on the right, just because it looks a little bit warmer than the white. I didn't really like the white, to be honest, so I'm gonna paint it kind of like beige, like the whole thing is gonna be beige. And yeah, as you can see here, everything is gone. And we're gonna move the table to the middle of the room. And then I'm gonna buy 2 shelving units, which are gonna go to the left and to the right of the table. And the table is gonna be in the middle. So it should kind of look like the executive's office, you know, like it won't be in the middle of the room, but at the same time, it's gonna be interesting. And I'm not gonna put the couch where it was here, but I'm gonna put it to the other corner of the room here, because this way I'm gonna have much more space to move around, because this place between the couch and the table was just extremely narrow and I had to have the couch angled, and it was just bad designing from like the first day, I think. So it will be much better off here because I can then actually like move here back and forth, you know. So it should be better, and I'm probably gonna get rid of this bookcase for the sole fact that I need some place for the light and for all my tripods. So, well, let me know what you guys think of this, because I think it's actually a really good idea. And as you can see now, the sun shines into the room. This is only in the very morning, so we have around 8 o'clock in the morning now. So just imagine this being white and we would have so much more light. I mean, it's unimaginable. And if you look at the floor here, you can also see that it's gonna be far lighter. So I'm looking forward. I just had a look at IKEA. So I was looking for the shelves I want. They're pretty expensive. They will come to around 400 euros in total. And to me, buying furniture is always a thing. I mean, you have to kind of justify the price. I'm usually not able to justify the price because I'm like, okay, but this isn't even wood. But like, what am I paying for? I honestly don't know what I'm paying for, but it's still far more affordable than at other retailers, so I think I'm gonna go with that. And also, IKEA has so many beautiful kind of like designer pieces, like pieces you look at and you don't even know that it's IKEA. It's not like the basic Malm and Kallax, you know. So today we're gonna actually get a sander. We're gonna probably buy the shelves at IKEA and also the paint for the paneling. And we're also gonna get rid of the table here and of the bookcase. I wish I could do everything as quickly as in this video, but that's not the case. I tried to remove everything from my setup and Well, you will see what will happen with the Lego, and it's not nice. I didn't want this to happen, okay? I tried really hard, but I had cables inside because it was LED lit, and I can't watch this. Oh my god, oh my god. This hurts so bad. You can see how I reacted. I wanted to die at that point, but I knew that I had a video somewhere saved up on how to kind of connect these all back together, because it's actually pretty hard, because it's not like one set but 7 different sets which made up the castle. But anyway, I continued to work because, you know, what helps you when you feel really bad? Yeah, it's work. So I collected all the items on my desk and I realized that I have quite a lot of them. My lovely gray desk mat, I'm definitely gonna choose something more colorful, and don't worry, nothing's gonna happen to the Zelda tree because that one is sturdy. Now onto the shelves. You can really see how much I hated the wooden paneling because I had LEDs there, because I put floating shelves there and a lot of items so they cover up the panels. Yeah, don't do this. My biggest issue was where to put these items, because my house was full of everything I already put out of this room, and I'm also renovating another room at the same time. So yeah, I needed a little bit of magic to get rid of all the items. Sadly, it didn't work like that in real life, and sadly, I actually had to remove everything by hand. Who would have known? But in real life, work doesn't get done by itself. Okay, the table is gone. It was so extremely heavy. I'm like, wow, and the monitor is also gone, so that's fine. It didn't break, so thank God. And yeah, it's empty almost. I have to put down the lights, but that's all. Just look at the screen. I mean, that's just crazy. Some dust buildup, of course, but you know, you clean it and it's there again. But look at it, like it's so big, it's so curved. This is a 57-inch, and I don't know, people say the VA panel sucks, but this one is really good, really good. And you can't probably find an OLED this size, and the OLEDs have unsharp text, so... I bought the paint, came back, and it was already dark because the sun here only shines in the morning. I had to fill out the holes from the invisible shelving and also put away these lights. These are the twinkly metrics in case anyone is interested in buying them. I already changed my clothes. This is my outfit. Old clothes which can get dirty. The last thing I wanted was to damage the floor, so I put down a carpet and it's time to actually paint. So this is the paint I have chosen. It is beige and it is a little bit warmer and a little bit on the yellow side. And the moment I started painting the panels, I realized that this is not gonna be as easy as I thought, because this literally took like 4 hours. Yeah, I think 4 hours to actually paint the panels once. And since it was patchy, I knew I had to do 2 coats. This is the current state. I don't know, you guys. So first of all, I love the outcome, okay? You can see how dark it is and how bright it is with this one. And you don't even have to be sorry about the paneling because it's not wood. It's MDF with the thinnest slice of wood there ever is, if that's even wood, because it feels like paper. It looks so much better already. Like, look, here is me with the dark background and here is me with the light background, and I think that it looks super pretty. I was considering painting it white, but I don't know, like it didn't feel right to paint it white. It kind of gave me like marine and sea vibes. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Anyway, I have used up over 1.4 liters of color at this point. I don't know, I had some color left from another project I was working on. I don't know how much was in there. So let's say maybe this is like 2 liters of color. And yeah, I'm nowhere near done, and it's just so frustrating because it just eats up so much paint, and that was kind of expected. But also, like, the gaps are super thin, so it's difficult to get like anything in there. So I have like one brush which is able to get there, and it's like you have to paint the top of the panel, you have to paint the side, you have to paint the other side, and also like the fabric and that eats up a lot of color, and you have to go over twice to be somewhat opaque. So the first coat is always the worst, we know that, but I've never done a more difficult paint job in my life. So I'm sure that probably the majority of people would say like, I'm not doing this, because considering this will take, I don't know, I'm counting like 12 hours of work. So it's pretty expensive. I'm gonna be so happy when this is gonna be done for multiple reasons, but one of the reasons is that I can finally light up the wall. And this beige color kind of resembles wood, even though it's like not wood. But I can finally light it up because I was not able to light it up when it was dark brown. And you know, sometimes you make decisions in life which you regret later, and this is definitely one decision I have regretted multiple times. And whenever I was editing a video and I saw like, wow, like it's so dark behind me, like it's not inviting at all. The only thing that's driving me forward right now is the fact that it is gonna be pretty eventually. I'm now filming in total darkness. You can see the green. This is filmed with my iPhone. Do you see how dark that is and how bright that is? Now do you get what I mean? Now it's time to continue and actually finish the whole wall. So what you can see here is 4 hours of work. Who would have thought that one coat of paint would be 4 hours on this one wall, but it is what it is. So if you want to do this yourself, just know and be prepared. This is what it currently looks like. I think it is so much brighter. Like we don't even have to talk about that. As for the paint, it's patchy as expected, so the second coat should resolve that. But before that, I need to get the parquet sanded down so that they can kind of like dry out for a week or so. So while the parquets will be drying out, I will be trying to put on a second coat of paint. You can see it's patchy, but it's okay, that's what we expected. So you know how they say you should try it out on a small patch first and see how it goes? Well, we did that, and guess what? It went smoother on the one patch than it did on the rest of the parquet. So this also took forever. These are 2 days of work, ladies and gentlemen, but the result is beautiful. Let me know what you think of these wooden floors. I definitely wanted to preserve them because this is massive wood, okay? So these aren't parquets which you can sand down only a few times and then you're done. You can actually sand these forever. Well, almost. I wish I could have kept them the way they were, but we had to oil them, and this is another jump scare because it was getting super dark and super yellow, which I didn't like at all. So the best thing I could do was go shopping. Okay, the car is packed. There's like nothing more that fits inside, so I was so lucky. I bought some decor, came home, and luckily the oil already looked much nicer, so I was really happy with the outcome eventually. I was so scared that this is gonna look bad again, and since there was no space for mistakes this time around, I decided to actually get another color because the first one was just not my vibe. It was too yellow, and guess what? The paint they gave me wasn't corresponding to the paint I have chosen on the sample. As you can see, it was almost pure white, which I never wanted. So guess what? I had to go again and actually buy a color 2 shades darker than the one I have chosen, and pray to God that this is gonna be the shade I wanted. But luckily it was. So this is a shade which is colder. It is not that yellow. It is more on the like brownish side, and I think it looks so much more neutral. So it will go with everything. 2 coats of paint later, over 10 hours later, without counting the buying of the paint, and this is the result. I'm super happy with the flooring as well. So now let's jump 1 week later and furnish the whole room. You know, I couldn't wait, so we had to run to IKEA to buy the furniture I wanted and actually build some of it the same evening, so we had less work the next day. The next day I started with the carpet. As you can see, I put on a dress because I just wanted to look cute for this memorable moment. Anyway, I got this felt from IKEA so the rug doesn't like move around, and I chose this black and white rug just to add a little bit of structure. Next, I got help with the table and with my monitor because they're extremely heavy. heavy and I could not have done this alone. I made sure to wipe the dust with a clean cloth, and it was time for my peripherals. I don't know if the red cable fits the vibe. I might exchange it later, and here comes my 300 euro mouse. And if I can tell you one thing, I hate cable management, so I did not film that because it took forever. Next up was my chill area. This is also the area where I film my unboxings and where I cut videos, because I cut videos on my iPad. So this is the new couch. It's much smaller than the mega sofa I had there, and I think it's much better because it does not have a weird shape, so it creates more space in the room. I also put some decor items onto the tables, a fake plant because a real one would probably not survive it here, and I tried out the couch, and this is exactly what is enough for this room. It's comfortable and it just fits the space without being too big. Then I went and decorated the 2 shelves I got from IKEA, fake plants again, because although the room is much brighter than it was before, I still think that the plants would just try to reach the window and they would simply not be happy here with the amount of light that is in this room. So same for the other side, just fake plants. I tried having real plants here, I really wanted to, but it just didn't work out, and I always had to put them in another room. So it is what it is, but this is enough for filming purposes, and I also think that the plants look pretty good. The bird of paradise is also from IKEA, in case you're interested. The baskets are also from IKEA, and I don't know why I keep saying that something is from IKEA, because almost everything is from IKEA. And I also decluttered some of my Lego. Well, not decluttered, I'm keeping all of the sets I have, but I have chosen some specific ones for this room, and I also added this cup holder, also from IKEA by the way. Now you have all seen the room. Oh my god, I'm so happy. It's so much brighter and simply so much more life. I ended up adding some prints so we don't have as much echo in the room. These are also from IKEA, but I bought them secondhand because this was a limited edition and they're not sold anymore. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in tech, please hit the subscribe button because next week we're building a whole new PC.